yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Page 66, we join together for Modeh Ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, shechazarta, v'nishbati b'chemla, Rabba emunatecha. Page 66. Blessed are you, O eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who's made our bodies with wisdom, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous fashioner and sustainer of life, source of our health and our strength, we give you thanks and praise. Blessed are you, O eternal, who heals all flesh and does wonders. Page 67. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You created it and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it, and you will hereafter take my soul to life everlasting. So long as I have breath, therefore, I will give thanks to you, O eternal my God and God of all ages, master of all creation, ruler of every human spirit. Blessed are you, O eternal, in whose hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Amen. Page 68. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kashanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asot b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and has commanded us to engage in words of Torah. Eternal our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, O eternal, the teacher of Torah to God's people, Israel. Page 69. These are the obligations of whose fruit we eat in this world and whose full reward await us in the world to come. Together.
Our Mother, acts of loving kindness, to attend the house of study daily, to welcome the stranger, to visit the sick, to welcome bride and groom, to accompany the deceased, to pray with sincerity, to bring peace to their strife, to study the Torah and seek to know all,
Page 71. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who's implanted mind and instinct within every living being.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who has made me Israel.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who's made me free.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who has made me in the divine image.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who provides clothes for the naked.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who brings freedom to the captive.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who lifts the fallen.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who makes firm each person's steps.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who girds our people Israel with strength.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who crowns our people Israel with glory.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids.
Amen.
Page 74. Blessed is the one who spoke and the world came to be.
Blessed is God.
Blessed is the source of creation.
Blessed is the one who says and does.
Blessed is the one who decrees and fulfills.
Blessed is the one whose compassion covers the earth and all its creatures.
Blessed is the one who pays proper reward to those who revere in God.
Blessed is the one who lives and endures forever.
Blessed is the one who redeems and saves.
Blessed be God's name.
Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, the merciful parent, extolled by the words of God's people, praised and glorified by the words of pious servants, and with the song of David your servant, we will praise you, O eternal our God.
With praises and songs we will magnify and laud, glorify and declare your sovereignty, proclaim your name, our good, our God.
The only one, the source of life in the universe.
The sovereign is great names, praise, glorified to all eternity.
Blessed are you, eternal sovereign, extolled with songs of praise.
Amen.
Page 78. Tov lahodot l'Adonai, lo zamer l'mshicha elyon lahagi b'boker hasdecha v'maneteche ba'alei lo. Page 79. The righteous shall flourish like palms, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon. Rooted in the house of the eternal, they shall be refreshed and green, proclaiming that the eternal is just, my rock in whom there is no wrong. Page 80, we join together for Ashrei. Ashrei Yoshevetecha od yilulu chasela.
Ashrei
Tehillah David, Erin Chalachai Hamelech, Rabahashim Hanilam Vaed. Gadol Lion Lom Od, willing to tell it Heker. Hadar Kohodo Decha, Vidivrei Nefatecha Asika. Zekraf Tufcha Yiraberu, Basiracha Yiranenu. Tobanai Lako, Rakhamavako Masaf. Kovod Mafutucha Yomeru, Giratecha Yiraberu. Machutechan Bachoko Olamim, Umachatcha Bachodor Bador. Eni Kol Lecha Yisaberu, Vatan Lechem Etuchlam Yato. Sari Kananai Bechol Deracha, Bechasi Bachol Masav. Ratzon Yirei Yaseh, Ve'ekshavatay Yishma V'yoshiem. Tila Adonai Yidaber Pi, Yavrakol Sashem Koshol Yom Va'ed, Benach Nu Nevarech Ya, Miatav Yad Olam, Hallelujah. We continue on page 86. Let every living soul bless your name, O eternal our God, and let every human being acclaim your majesty forever and ever. Through all time and space, your God, we have no sovereign who redeems and saves, helps and supports but you. Sorry. God of all ages, ruler of all creatures, master of all generations, extolled by a magnitude of praises, the one who guides the world with loving kindness, and the creatures with tender mercy. The eternal neither slumbers nor sleeps, but rather wakes the sleeping and arouses the dormant, gives speech to the silent, and releases the bound, and supports the fallen, and raises those who are bowed down. To you alone we give thanks. Page 87. Therefore limbs and spirit and soul and tongue shall join to thank, bless, praise, and extol your name. For every tongue will yet affirm you, and every knee will bend. All the upright shall bow to you, and every heart will revere you, and our innermost being shall sing praises to your name. As it is written, all my bones shall say, Eternal, who is like you? And David sang, Bless the Eternal, all my soul, and let all that is within me bless God's holy name. God, you are tremendous in your power, great in the glory of your name, mighty and forever, and awesome in your works, the sovereign, supreme, and exalted. Page 88. God abides forever, and holy is God's name. Therefore let all who are righteous sing God's song. As it is written, Sing you righteous to the eternal, the upright do well to acclaim the divine. Together.
The vows of the upright you shall be acclaimed, and the words of the righteous you shall be blessed. That his deeds of the pious you shall be sanctified, and in the midst of the world you shall be praised.
And the assembled host of your people, the house of Israel, in every generation glorify your name in song.
May your name be praised forever, our sovereign, the great and holy God, ruler of heaven and earth. Blessed are you, eternal God, great, sovereign, exalted in praises, God of thanksgivings, master of wonders, creator of all souls, who delights in hymns and song, the only ruler, the life of the universe.
We rise on page 90 for the Hasikash. Yid Gadal, Yid Kadash, Shemei Rabba, Yamad Yibrach Yerutei, Yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon Ud Yonechon Uchayedecho Beit Israel, Ba'agala, Ubizmar Ankari, V'yamaru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach, Le'olam Olam Le'elmaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitbar, V'yitraman, V'yitnasei, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei Kudusha, B'reichu, Le'la Mikol Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, Dani, Ran Yalma, V'yamaru, Amen. Page 91, we join together for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach le'olam va'ed. Page 92. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or borei hoshech osei shalom borei et hakol. Blessed are you, O eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who forms light and creates darkness, who makes peace and creates all things. With compassion, God gives light to the earth and all who dwell there. With goodness, God renews the work of creation continually, day by day. How many for your works, O eternal, in wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your creations. As it says, praise the one who makes the great luminaries, for God's love endures forever. Blessed are you, O eternal, who forms the radiant lights. Page 93. You've loved us with a great love, eternal our God, with surpassing compassion you've had compassion upon us. Our parent, our ruler, for the sake of our ancestors who trusted in you and to whom you taught the ways of life, bestow grace upon us and teach us. Our parent, the merciful one who performs acts of kindness, have compassion upon us and instill in our hearts the desire to understand and discern, to hear, learn, and teach, observe, and perform, and fulfill all your teachings of your Torah with love, together.
Love and arise with your Torah, and let our hearts cling to your midst light. Unite our hearts to love and revere your name, so that we can never be shamed. Because we have trusted in your great, holy, and awesome name, may we be glad and rejoice in your salvation. Bring us in peace from the four corners of the earth, and lead us upright to our land. For you are God who performs acts of salvation, as you have chosen us from all people and tongues, bringing us close to your great name forever and true, that we may thank you and proclaim your unity in love. Blessed are you, O eternal, who chooses the people of Israel in love.
Page 95, we join together for Shema. Yes, please. Thank you. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated for the B'Haftal on page 96. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatan levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha b'beitecha u'v'letecha b'derech u'shachbecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu l'totavot b'neinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'b'yisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים ללכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Thank you. Page 98. True and knowing, beloved and precious, awesome, good and beautiful is this eternal teaching. Together.
This truth we hold to be forever certain. The eternal God is our rock, the rock of Jacob, the shield of our salvation.
God abides through all generations, and God's name is eternal. God's throne stands firm. The divine sovereignty and faithfulness are everlasting.
God's words are living, the most true and precious of all eternity.
Eternal our God, you redeemed us from Egypt.
Set us free from the house of bondage.
For this your beloved praise you, exalting God in song.
We do often hymns, songs, praises, blessings, and thanksgiving to you, the sovereign, the living and enduring God.
High and exalted, mighty and awesome, who humbles the proud and raises the lowly, who frees the captive and helps the oppressed.
Who answers God's people when they cry out.
All praise to God Most High, the source of blessing. Like Moshe and Israel, we raise our voices in the joy of redemption and sing as one. Page 99. Mi chamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot oisei fa'ala, shirah hadasha shebachu gilim, l'shimcha asvat hayam, yachad kulam kudachu b'chin l'chu b'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. We rise for Sor Yisrael on page 100. Sor Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, Ufdechin omecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai, tzevaot shemo kadosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Ka'al Yisrael. Page 101. Join together for the Amidah. Adonai sefatati tachu fiya gitehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor Ba'anora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot B'imahot, U'mevi Geula Lifnei V'nechem, L'man Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Yezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Lechoshia, Marid HaTa'al, Mekakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishene Afar Mihamocha Ba'Givurot Umido Melach Melech V'mit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah L'chachayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol Nekadesh et Shimcha Ba'olam Ki Shem Shimagdishim Oto B'Shmimarom Kakatu B'Al Niviecha V'Kara Ze Al Ze Me'amar Kadosh 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 Adonai Tzivaot Melo Kol Haaretz Kivodo Adir Adirenu Adonai Adonenu Ma'adir Shimcha Kol Haaretz Baruch Kivod Adonai Mimkamo Echad V'Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Hu Moshienu V'Hu Yashmienu Racham Shnei L'nei Kohai Ani Adonai Elohechem Yimloch Adonai Le'olam Elohai Yichzion Ledor Vador Hallelujah Lidor v'dor nagid go'alecha u'lenetza nechzehim kedushacha na'atish v'shivacha lahinu mapinu la'imush le'olam va'ed baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh. We daven silently until page 111. We join together on page 111 for Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Mimramav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Ve'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al kol Yisrael, V'yamaru, Amen. Sorry, I'm out of water. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Still kicking the cold. All right. So we now turn to the Gabai's prayer on 121.
Bless God and bless, oh God, this congregation, those who lead and serve, those who contribute to its strength. Bless all who enter this house, that the worship offered within its walls may be worthy of your greatness, your love, and that all who seek your presence here and find it. For the joy of the community, the gift of diversity, and the vision of harmony, we offer our grateful thanks. Blessed our land and all of its inhabitants. Prosper us with all the undertaken. Be with those who have been chosen to lead us, and that they may strive to establish justice and opportunity for all and labor to bring peace to families and nations. Bless the households of Israel wherever they dwell. Be with us here, where we worship you in freedom, and those who live under oppressive rule find release and liberty and speedily in your own day. And let us say,
Amen. We now offer Anisha Barak on page 122. In just a moment, I'll be reciting names from our Anisha Barak list. After the names have been read aloud, if anyone would like to add any names, we may do so at that time. Today's Anisha Barak list includes the following names: Primo Riccio, Asher Ephraim, Kimmy Zabadik, Evelyn Levy, Courtney Zabadik, Austin Volk, Colson Jones, Michael Globach, Ira Roth, Stephanie Belzer, Alan Frederick, Joanne Friedman, Rich Bernaldo, Yvette Zamos, Harry Satin, Alan Tannenbaum, Allison Goldblum, Jennifer Poland, John Vigrido, Jay Sinkoff, Mir Dov, Ben Yisrael, Vibrana Chaya, Nachman Ben Zev Wolf, Vin Malka, Denise Magio, Angela Heller, Oliver Olson, Eileen Smith. Are there any additional names for today? No? Okay. We join together for the Misha Barak on page 122. Misha Be'ira Avotenu Mekor Abrecha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu Mekor Abrecha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We now offer a Misha Barak for the world on page 123.
Bless this planet and all things on it. Bless our human family, that we bind together in peace and understanding, as we are all from the same Creator. Watch over those born at this time, and let the generation of survivors truly bring this world to fruition, as it is written. So you may be with us in peace, harmony, prosperity, fulfillment, and spirituality. Help our leaders to be wise, compassionate, compassionate and understanding. God, don't let democracy end. Let us have leadership at every level that respects the humanity of all. Let our country become a true United States of America. Hashem, let us be able to do for you as you do for us. Baruch Hashem, and let us say,
Amen.
Parent in heaven, stronghold and redeemer of the people of Israel, bless the state of Israel that it may be the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it your shelter and your peace. Guide us, the leaders and advisors, with the light of your truth. Help them with your good counsel, strengthen their hands of those who defend the Holy Land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace. Crown your efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with long-lasting joy. Let us say,
Amen. So this week is a double portion. It is Achrei Mot Kiddushin. It's a pairing that moves us from tragedy to vision, from loss to responsibility, from death to holiness. And in many ways, that journey mirrors the story that we mark each year on Yom HaAtzmaut. Achrei Mot begins with after the death of Nadab and Abihu. It is a moment of rupture. Something sacred has been lost. The Torah does not shy away from that reality, and instead it responds by establishing boundaries, structures, and careful pathways into holiness. The Kohen Gadol may enter into the Holy of Holies, but only in the right way, in the right time, and in the right place. There is a recognition, There is a recognition that when life is fragile, when loss has shaken the community holiness cannot become chaotic. It must be built deliberately. That is the first powerful connection between Yom HaAtzmaut. The state of Israel did not emerge in a vacuum. It was born after the death, in the shadow of the Holocaust, after unimaginable destruction, after centuries of exile and vulnerability. Like our Parsha, the Jewish people, the Jewish story, did not end in grief. Instead, it responded by building carefully, intentionally, a framework for Jewish life, sovereignty, and continuity. But Achrei Mot also introduces the mysterious ritual of the two goats, one offered to God and one sent into the wilderness, into Azazel, carrying the sins of the people. It is a ritual that acknowledges a difficult truth. Not everything can be neatly resolved. Some burdens must be carried away. Some tensions remain. Some moral complexities are part of the human condition. That too resonates with Yom HaAtzmaut. The modern state of Israel is a miracle, but it is not so simple. It carries with it profound moral challenges, security concerns, and difficult questions about power and responsibility and identity. Like the scapegoats sent into the wilderness, there are aspects of national life that force us to confront imperfection. Holiness does not mean perfection. It means wrestling honestly with reality while striving towards something higher. And so we also turn to Kiddushin this week. You shall be holy, for I, the Lord of your God, am holy. We read that early on in this week's Torah portion for Kiddushin. This is one of the Torah's boldest demands. Holiness is no longer confined to the high priests or the temple. It is democratized. It becomes the responsibility of every individual and the entire community. Kiddushin lays out what that holiness looks like, not in abstract terms, but in daily life. Holiness in business, care for the vulnerable, respect for parents, observance of Shabbos, fairness in judgment, and above all, love your fellow as yourself. V'ahavta l'recha kamocha zeh klal gadol b'Torah. That's what Rabbi Akiva always said. Love your neighbor as yourself. This is the greatest lesson of our Torah. If Achrei Mot is the surviving loss, surviving after loss, Kiddushin is about defining what kind of life is worth building. And this is where Yom HaAtzmaut comes fully into focus. The establishment of the State of Israel was not only about survival, it was about the opportunity to build a society rooted in Jewish values. A Medinat Yehudi, a Jewish state, not just a Jewish state in name, but a Jewish state in character. A society that reflects the moral vision of Kiddushin. The challenge, of course, is that this is far easier to articulate than to achieve. What does it mean for a modern nation state to embody love your neighbor, you love your fellow as yourself? How do we balance security with compassion, strength with justice, particular identity with universal dignity? These are not theoretical questions. These are living questions of Israel today. And in a different way, they are our questions as a Jewish community here in America as well. Because Kiddushin does not only speak to governments, it speaks to people, to us. Yom HaAtzmaut is not only a celebration of what Israel is, it is a reminder of what Israel and the Jewish people are meant to become. It asks us, are we building lives of holiness? Are we treating others with dignity? Are we creating communities that reflect the Torah's highest ideals? The Torah's vision is clear. Holiness is found not only in sacred spaces, but in ethical living, not only in rituals, but in relationships. And perhaps that is the deepest connection between Acharei Mot, Kiddushim, and Yom HaAtzmaut. Out of tragedy, we are called to build. Out of loss, we're called to create meaning. Out of history, we are called to shape a future worthy of God's presence. And the State of Israel represents one extraordinary expression of that calling, a national project of Jewish renewal. But the work of Kiddushim reminds us that that project is not complete. It never is. Holiness is not a destination, it is a continuous effort. So we celebrate Yom HaAtzmaut. We do so with gratitude, with the miracle of Jewish sovereignty, for the resilience of our people, for the opportunity to live in an age where Jewish life can flourish. But we also do so with responsibility, to ensure that the society we build there and here reflects the holiness to which we are called. You shall be holy, not because it is easy, but because after everything we have endured, it is what gives our survival its very meaning. Can you hear us? Some of you God's will. Amen. So we now turn to the Aleinu prayer on page 130. We rise at this time. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol ateit gedula litzeh breshit shalo atzana kigie aratzo velo samanu kimishpachot ha'anama shalo sam kalkenu kachem v'gor aleinu kichol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'moedin Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshev yekaro b'shamayim mima'al u'shkinatu zo v'govhei meromim hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efes ulato Kakatu b'torato v'yadata hayom v'hoshivota ela v'becha ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim mima'al v'al ha'aretz mitachat ein od. Page 131. We therefore hope in you, O eternal our God, soon to behold the splendor of your might. Then will false gods vanish from the earth, and the idols be utterly cut off to heal the world with the sovereignty of the Almighty. Then will all claim you as their God, and forsaking you will turn to you alone. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge them. To you every knee must bend, and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, O eternal our God, let them humble themselves to your glorious name, let them give honor. Let all accept the yoke of your dominion, that you may rule over them soon and forever. For the dominion is yours, and you rule in glory, as it is written, the eternal will reign forever and ever. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We now turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 134. In just a moment, I'll be reciting names from a Yortzeit list. After those names have been read aloud, if you're observing a Yortzeit, Please share with us their names so that we as one community may pray for the elevation of their neshama to Shemayim above. Today's Yurtzeit list includes the following names: Eugene Curlin, Henry Appelman, Francis Offenberg, Celia Sheff, Manuel Steinloff, Seymour Rychek, Ruben Stumacher, Anna Jacobs, Stephen Poland, Elliot Drobin, Eli Kaufman, Evelyn North, Sam Rothman, Isaac Rychek, Nina Kramer, Rhonda Levy, Louis Bolstein, Deborah Levy, Louis Peck, Sidney Richmond, Daniel Peller, Charlotte Aronson, Jeffrey Stevens Eagleheim, Francis Stopek, Steve Cutler, Regina Gallowitz. Recently passed from our community are the following names: Betty Martin, Lenny Popper, Fred Mushkol, Jeffrey Milstein, Phil Garfinkel, Evelyn Sheck, Shoshana Ilana Bat-Devora, Eli Oster, Roy Smith, Faith Small, Elaine Gordon, Ruth Topol, Alan Netterman, Regina Pasternak, Ruth Doss, John Hockenberry III, Beth Lizarowski, Frida Mizrahi, Joanna Friedman, Ricky Tripp, Jeff Podis, Esther Captain, Alan Steinberg, Shimon Ben Abraham, Marcy Bader. Are there any additional names for today? Okay, we join together for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 134. Yitkada v'yitkada Shemei Rabbah, v'yalma dibra hirutei v'yamlich machutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayeich ol Beit Yisrael, v'gala v'zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach l'olam olamei almaya, yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Kudashah Berechu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata danuran b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabbamin shamaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imroma v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. And for the memories that we hold near and dear in our hearts, remain with us always, and let us say, Amen. You may be seated. We conclude our service with Ein Keloheinu on page 135. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kimalkeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kimalkeinu, Mi Kamoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to join for the Kiddush as well as for the Hamod.